We are back tonight. And, of course, Evolve is back after having a week off with a pretty big show. Tonight, we're going to be enjoying a championship match. We've got Kendal Gray in action. Kendal Gray is going to be defending against Chantel, Monroe. So we do have that match. Haven't actually seen a breakdown. I know we're going to have a few other things, more than just that, of course. But that is the big match that we've got tonight. Kendal Gray in action. It's always great to have some Kendal graps. So, yes, Evolve is back. I'm just looking for it on Tubi. There it is. It says new episode. That's not up already, is it? Is that up already? Let's have a little look. See where we are. November 19th. No, it's not. It had the new episode thing on it, but there is no new episode there yet. So that's fine. So, yes, that will be dropping very soon, of course. So November 19th is still the latest episode that is showing. I wonder if I can just find... Robert Stone normally has a bit of a breakdown, doesn't he? I mean, not just like a mental health breakdown, but an actual breakdown of the show. So let's have a look and see what we have got, because there is a video. No, we want that one. This dropped 44 minutes ago. Let's check this out.
I'm Robert Stone.
And I'm Blake Howard.
And I'm Ariana Grace. Hang on a sec, guys. Tonight I make my Evolve debut against Charlee Bright. But I have a feeling next to me, she won't be looking bright at all. She'll be looking dim. Charlee dim. It doesn't sound very good, but I promise you, it's accurate.
It doesn't.
Ariana Grace in action.
Also tonight, WWE ID Tag Team Showcase match.
And of course, we're talking about the Evolve Women's Division. Kendal Gray defends her title for the first time on Evolve. She takes on Chantel Monroe. Monroe got by Wendy, Choo, Rob. It's going to be a big match tonight.
It all goes down on Tubi. Do not miss it.
Okay, yeah, I'm down for that. So Ariana Grace in action. She was just in action last night on NXT. She's going to be taking on Charlee Bright. That's Kendal Gray's close friend. So they've teamed together loads, Charlee Bright and Kendal Gray. So Charlee Bright is going to want to be making some forward movements herself, because, as we said, they were very close. They actually teamed, I want to say, in the very first Evolve match, Charlee Bright and Kendal Gray. So, you know, they are drifting apart a little bit now, because obviously Kendal is the Evolve Women's Champion. She's getting opportunities on NXT. Charlee Bright is going to want to make sure she's not getting left behind. She's got a big opportunity to do that tonight as she takes on Ariana Grace. As well as that, we got the showcase match. We've got, I think, is it Presley in action? And his tag partner taking on a couple of WWE ID prospects. So we've got some sort of WWE ID tag match. I think we got it here, actually. Yeah, there we go. So it is... Oh, no, they're watching, aren't they? Presley. So it's Marcus Mathers and Aaron Rourke against Cappuccino Jones and Mike Cunningham. Don't know loads. I'm actually really surprised that that's Cappuccino Jones and Mike Cunningham, not Cappuccino Jones and Jack Cartwheel, because they've been in a tag team. But it's not. It's going to be these two teaming together. We've seen Marcus Mathers and Aaron Rourke. A lot of hype around Marcus Mathers. A lot of excitement around Marcus Mathers. So... and Aaron Rourke's been doing quite a few vignettes in recent weeks. So, yeah, I mean, look, that'll be fine. It's a showcase match. So we'll just get to see these rising stars in action. It's all about Kendal Gray, isn't it? It's all about Kendal Gray in action against Chantel Monroe. So that is a little preview of Evolve. Hello to everyone in the chat. Hope everyone is doing well. Hope the members enjoyed the member stream. I loved it. Thought it was absolutely fantastic. I always come out of Wrestle Feuds really having had a lot of fun. And yeah, I hope it was as much fun to watch and kind of join in with as it was to like take part in. So really enjoyed that. So we were just doing a member stream. So shout out to Plum Girl, shout out to Mosey, shout out to both of them. They did a great job. And I did see there was a super chat that came through, which I really like, actually, because I think this year has kind of dragged us into negativity. I think it's very easy to get dragged into negativity because this year has been not the strongest of years. But Keep the Dream said, what have the high points of 2025 been? And we do mention these from time to time. It's not that we don't ever mention the good things in 2025, but there have been good things. And if we aim for like a top 5, feel free to put yours in as to what you think the highlights have been. The one that comes to my mind straight away is the return of AJ Lee. So I think the return of AJ Lee has got to be on the list because that is something that I personally had been hoping for quite a long time. And 2025 delivered it. We actually did get the return of AJ Lee. Now, I know that her match at WrestlePalooza was just a mixed tag match that was okay. It was fairly well received. Nothing mind-blowing. And then she didn't do a great deal in Elimination Chamber. I mean, what I would say is I don't really think we've seen much yet. I think her best matches, her best singles matches of her career are still to happen. I think that, could you imagine her going one-on-one with some of the heels that we've got right now? You know, and she's still relatively young. I believe she's still in her 30s. You know, it's not like she's been away for ages. She's coming back, she's like 48, 49, which for a WWE superstar, you know, that's where you push in retirement. But she's still, I think I'm right in saying, still younger than Charlotte Flair. Like, it's shocking how young AJ was when she was around the first time. So she's come back and she's still got so much to give. So it's just, can she get back up to speeds? You know, it's to have gone away and not been active for that long. In many ways, I should imagine it feels like starting from scratch. So 2026 will be a big year, but we did get AJ back in 2025. I think one of the other positives has got to be Evolution, the return of that show, talking of things coming back, because we had Evolution, the all-women's pay-per-view in 2018, I think it was, and we didn't have it since, and they brought it back in 2025. And for me, I've got it probably as my favorite premium live event of the year. And I was looking at a countdown list last night, of like the best PLEs now that all the PLEs have been done. And there was a countdown list. I forget who it was by. I think it might have been Wrestle Talk or something like that. But they had Evolution as their number 1 as well. So Evolution, the return of the all-women's PLE. I mean, I'm not saying we need to have it every year. I'm all right with it being like every other year or something like that. Like, I don't know that we need it every year. It might, you know, start to lose its kind of special appeal if you do it every year. But it was, I think, my favorite premium live event of the year. And, you know, that match with Io and Rhea with Naomi cashing in is stunning. I mean, that is one of my all-time favorite women's matches. And we got that on that show. But the whole card was so strong. The whole card was so entertaining. So I think for me, that is a massive tick, a massive positive as well. So the return of AJ Lee, the return of the Evolution show. I am going to put down the John heel turn moment, right? Now, I wasn't a fan of the heel run, but the heel turn at Elimination Chamber, that is a moment that wrestling fans look for. That's the kind of moment we wanted at Survivor Series. That's the kind of moment we want at WrestleMania. Wrestling fans, 12 times a year, tune in to the PLEs, the big monthly shows, and they want to feel something drastic has happened. I know you're not going to be able to do it all the time, and maybe those expectations are lower for a Backlash or a Crown Jewel or one of those kind of shows. But when you get to a Survivor Series, a WrestleMania, a SummerSlam, a Royal Rumble, you want to feel like you've seen something massive. You want to feel like you've seen something really seismic, a true OMG moment. And say what you want about the heel run, so many people were saying that heel turn moment was the best heel turn of all time. Now, I think people are probably looking back on it and it's quite soured now as a result of what followed, because most people didn't enjoy the heel run. But that moment, I don't think anyone would disagree, is the kind of thing we're looking for as wrestling fans. Maybe not every detail. Maybe we didn't need the whole selling of the soul. Maybe we didn't need Travis Scott getting involved, right? I'm not saying it was totally perfect, but that sort of bombshell, that sort of OMG, oh my God, like that mind-blowing moment, that OMG moment that just really felt like it was missing this year. Really felt like we didn't get enough of that this year. That to me is a high point. So I wouldn't have done the turn personally. I would have tried to have found a different way of giving you an OMG moment involving John Cena. But I wouldn't have done the turn because I just didn't have any confidence that this was the right year to do a John Cena heel run. But I think that the moment that we got was very well received. I remember at the time saying I wouldn't have done that, but, well, that was good, what they just did. Let's see how this goes. So, you know, I don't really want to throw everything away when it comes to the John Cena heel run. I don't want to just say it was all terrible. There's definitely things you can take out of it, and probably the biggest was that big dramatic moment with The Rock and all of that. I mean, that was so much fun. I really did enjoy that. So maybe a little bit controversially, I'm going to have that getting an honourable mention, right? I think as well, I'm probably just going to be a bit lazy and just say great matches, because I do think this year had some great matches, like truly, truly great matches. Matches that can kind of stand alongside any of the great WWE matches. The kind of matches I'm talking about are John Cena against AJ Styles, which I think is genuinely a match that people in 10 years, 20 years will talk about and will go back to and rewatch. Same with John Cena against Cody at SummerSlam. And just, that felt like an exhale. That felt like oh, yes, this is what we've been looking for. It took us till SummerSlam to get to it, but it did feel like, okay, yes, this is what John Cena's last year should be about. So you look at that SummerSlam main event match and a real passing of the torch moment. You look at the Sami Zayn Open Challenge matches going into the Ilya Open Challenge matches. You look at the SmackDown TLC match as well, with all the tag teams and how well received that was. You look at Io, Rhea, Bianca and how well received that was. You know, you look at Kevin Owens against Cody at the start of the year. That, I think, was Rumble. You look at Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, which I think was Elimination Chamber. Like, you kind of can go back to certain matches that I think really do stand up. And actually, more than that, Dave Meltzer has given certain matches this year 5 stars. There are many, many years in the history of WWE where not a single match got a 5-star rating from Dave Meltzer. The majority of the years in WWE had no 5-star matches from Dave Meltzer. Dave Meltzer has given at least 2, maybe 3 main roster matches 5 stars this year. So if we're going to talk about matches that, you know, really did reach the mountaintop, there is a healthy selection this year, actually, from the PLEs. It's just that, unfortunately, we got high highs mixed in with quite low lows. So it meant that, you know, you might have celebrated one match, but then the next moment you're coming crashing back down to earth because the other matches might not have been very good at all, right? So those are 4. We could sit here and keep thinking of more, but I would like to jump over to your kind of thoughts. I said, what did you have? See what people are saying. Tabasco said, I think that return of R-Truth, thanks to the fans, was very satisfying. Even if they didn't do anything with it after. Yeah. The Cena Styles match should be in everyone's top 5 of the year, says Jay. Some really good stuff. Kep said Tiffany beating Charlotte. So Kep enjoyed that. That whole build was wild, wasn't it? With them going off script. I mean, genuinely, probably a lot of people's favourite build to a match this year for Mania, that. AJ Lee is going to be the new Women's Intercontinental Champion down the line, said Uncle Dave. Scottish Chris said, I hope you're well. Don't know if you've seen, but I've tagged you on a Twitter post. Oh, mate, I'm drowning on Twitter posts. So many of those YouTube recaps are coming through that I really am trying to stay on top of them, but I'm just really struggling. So yeah, that's a bit of a tricky one, to be honest. If I can get to it, I will have a look, but yeah, I'm kind of drowning a little. No, I don't think I will. I'm just having a look now to see if I could see it, but I don't think I'll find it. But yeah, massive thank you on that, by the way. That YouTube recap came out, and so many of you have got like the Wrestling Daze channel in your top 5 that I don't want to ignore that. Like, do you know what I mean? This is like the biggest supporters of the channel saying, hey, you know, I love the content this year, and showing that they watched like all these videos. So it's like I just cannot ignore that. So I'm trying to like quote tweet them, but there's so many coming through. I'm trying to also not flood people's feeds, so I'm having to do like a few and then leave it a bit and then go back and do a few, and it's pretty crazy at the moment, honestly. I really love that YouTube recap. I think it's such a clever idea, so good, but it just means I've got a lot of people to say thank you to now. It's going to take me 2026 to say thank you to everybody. Steve said, I expect to be full-time in NXT sooner than later. If she continues to rise as fast as she is, she'll be main roster. I'm thinking Kendal. Dan said, my friend Kendal gave me the invite. Shout her out, says Dan. Dan, shout out to you. Shout out to Kendal. I don't know if that's Kendal Gray, but shout out to her. Definitely. Love her work. Nathan said, Daze, I can't believe my videos watched are in the 1,000 range. You beat out other streams I watch, Star Wars and Star Trek. Yeah, Nathan, thank you so much, my friend. Honestly, I mean, I'm trying to not flood people's feeds with just me saying thank you, but I really don't want to not say thank you as well. It's hard, man. It's really difficult. So yeah, I'm just really grateful. Really grateful. Did you hear ESPN's not happy, said Big Time? I did, yeah. This has come from Freddie Prinze Jr., which, you know, I think he's probably telling the truth. I don't really think there's much of a need for him to lie. He doesn't like work for AEW or anything. He used to be a writer in WWE. He's saying that he's heard that ESPN are not happy at all with this deal. And yeah, I mean, well, you know, shouldn't have done it then, should they? I'm sure WWE are thrilled with the deal. So, I mean, look, it's one of those that we know that wrestling at the moment for WWE is not in a great place. We're like hardcore fans that can watch all the shows and see that there has been a decline in the quality. And, you know, that we can see that the ratings have gone down. We can see on Cage Match the scores. I mean, yeah, I mean, if they keep going down the path they're going down, where is it going to lead? It's going to lead to decline in ratings, decline in show scores. It's going to lead to growing frustration in the fan base. I mean, it's a bit like when I was working in retail. I worked and sold DVDs and CDs, and I would go to the Christmas conference, right, where they would hold it in London, and they'd do this big Christmas conference, and they would basically get all the loads of people, loads of representatives from all the stores in around the country. You'd go to London, you'd have a big banquet, big meal, and all this kind of stuff. You'd sit down, there'd be a musical guest. I mean, I was sat in a room of about 300 people, and Lana Del Rey sang a song. And then they did their presentation, and to wrap it up, Neil Diamond came out and sang a song. I mean, it sounds like I'm making it up, but when you work for a massive UK-based entertainment retailer that sells CDs and DVDs, like they've got access to all like Sony and all the big record companies. They can just reach out and say, look, we need a couple of performers for this conference that we're doing. And, you know, some of the acts that I got to see in quite a small space, just mind-blowing. So very, very fortunate This is why I've always said if this falls apart, like, I'm quite happy to go back to that job. I flipping loved it. I absolutely loved it. So I was very fortunate to kind of get some of those experiences, right? And it was great, and I've got great memories. But one of the things they would always show you, right, is you'd be like, oh my God, this is amazing. We just saw Lana Del Rey and all that. And then they'd do the presentation. They would show you how CDs and DVDs are declining. They'd be like, well, I hope you enjoyed that. Yeah, that little performance. Let's have a look at the slide, shall we? So it's very challenging at the moment, and the graph's going like that. Right? Everything's going down, and you're like, oh my God. That's probably not great for my employment security as you're watching all the lines going downwards. So DVDs are struggling a bit at the moment. CDs struggling a bit at the moment. At that time, vinyl was just showing a little flicker of something, right? But nothing that you could pin your hopes on, right? So it was one of those where you had this lovely start, and then they show you all these numbers crashing, and you go, oh. Brilliant. And, you know, the thing was that they knew they had to turn it around, otherwise they're screwed. I mean, you know, that company was going to go out of business, and actually did go into administration a few times. Like, it did have big problems and looked like it was done and dead and over. Thankfully got picked up and bought and, you know, carries on. But it's one of those that WWE is, you know, it's got a long way to fall still. It's not like it's, you know, about to hit rock bottom. You know, the big thing for WWE is it's got these deals for the next few years where it's got guaranteed money. So, yeah, ESPN might be unhappy. Who knows? Netflix might be unhappy, right? You might have lots of their current deals that are unhappy. WWE has got to find a way of turning this around, obviously. The other thing as well, though, is this is where it starts to get a bit deep and a bit dark. When do you want to turn it around, right? Because there's chess and there's checkers here, right? And if we were playing checkers, right? If we were playing like, you know, a simple game, you'd want to turn it around now, wouldn't you? Yeah, makes sense, doesn't it? Turn it around now. Well, sooner the better, right? Problem you've got is that if you do something really good now, you've got to keep that going for 3-4 years, because the most important time for you to be doing something good is when it's time to renegotiate. When it's time to renegotiate, it ain't going to matter the figures you were doing 3 years ago. It's going to matter the figures you were doing last year and now, right? So if we were playing a game of checkers, right, a simple game, we might say, let's turn it around now. Let's do everything we can to turn it around now. If we were playing chess and we were being a bit smarter, you might not be as desperate to turn it around now. Because what you might want to do is actually just plant seeds, invest in young talent, bring them through, and do everything you can, get all the pieces in place so that when it's time to renegotiate your deals in a few years, that's when you're hitting your stride. That's when things are looking good, because that's going to be the most important time. Now, of course, you are running a bit of a risk there, because there's no guarantee things are going to hot up, right? There's no guarantee that things are going to click. But equally, this was the first year of a lot of deals. This was the first year of Netflix. This is the first year of ESPN. I think this is the year where you invest in young talent, really bring people through, and then hopefully in a couple of years, you're reaping the reward. So you invest in Bron Breakker now. You invest in Julia now. You invest in Stephanie now. You invest in Trick now. Oba now. Like, get them up next year. You invest in Javon now. Get him up next year, right? If that's going to not result in great ratings because their star power is a bit limited right now, do you take that hit? I think you probably do, actually. I'm not saying that's what's happening now. We know there's bad creative. I'm not excusing that. But I'm saying that if I was to drop into creative right now, yeah, of course I'm going to try and make the shows more enjoyable, right? Of course I'm going to try and do the best I can with what I've got, right? But I'm not going to do that at the point where I'm sacrificing bringing new talent through, right? I need to find that right balance. I need to get that balance where I'm getting new talent through and I'm really investing and I'm building Bron and I'm building Bronson and I'm building Jacob and I'm building Carmelo and I'm getting Ober up, I'm getting Trick up, I'm building Stephanie, I'm building Tiffany, I'm building Julia, I'm investing and I'm building and I'm hopefully going to reap all the rewards of that in a few years' time. So I think that there's a couple of kind of really interesting conversations where a lot of people will just be desperately trying to fix everything and make it amazing right now. Maybe even to the extent of, like, you know, sacrificing the talent that's coming through. You know, it'd be easy to put the belt back on Roman and reform the bloodline and try and just, you know, do that story again. But I don't think that's quite the right way forward, to be honest. I think what we need to do is we need to improve the quality of the shows, right? Because there's definitely quick fixes and things we can do to improve the shows. But I think we do need to have a bit of a long-term strategy where we're not just thinking short-term. We think long-term. We bring that talent through. And, you know, if we take a few hits along the way, if we do position some people in big spots, like we've done with the Vision, and we've really pushed the Vision and hasn't really resulted in great ratings, how much of that do you just take on the chin, honestly? How much of that do you just go, do you know what? It's going to be worth it in the long run. It might not be brilliant now, but Netflix can't get out of this deal now. They're tied in for at least, 3 years? Is it 5 years? With the option to extend. By the time we're getting to the point where it's time to negotiate, hopefully then we've got a good year or two behind us of decent ratings. But this first year, right now, where we're in the early stages of a lot of these deals, I don't know, man. And I could be giving creative way more credit than they deserve. Yeah. I mean, it's easier to just say that creative are just not very good. Yeah. And I would say that quite heartily, right? Because I still think even if you give them the excuse that they're trying to invest in talent that's coming through and they're trying to build talent for the future, I think even if you, like, you know, that explains why we've been so heavy with the Vision, for example. That's why we ran with Tiffany as long as we did. That's why we got Stephanie to a belt so quick. That's why we've had Julia win a Women's United States Championship so quick, you know. If we're going to kind of give them that bit of an excuse, then, you know, I don't really want to be doing that, because I still think there are things like the John Cena heel run that, you know, that wasn't investing in the future, and they got that completely wrong. And even if you are going to use the Vision so much, I still think you could have booked it better than what you did. We still weren't going backstage and digging into the characters. So even if you did use them a lot and put them front and center and make them a big focus, you still didn't execute it very well, you know? So it's really like, it depends how far down the weeds and how into the weeds you want to get to. So I think in regards to ESPN not being happy after a couple of shows, it doesn't faze me. 3 shows doesn't faze me. I mean, that's just an initial gut reaction, isn't it? If I was WWE, I'd be aware of it. I wouldn't really be too bothered by it, you know? I would just be looking to improve the product next year, keep investing in the young talent, make sure that, you know, the show scores on Cage Match and the general reaction is not as negative as it has been. Improve that. Keep investing in the emerging talent. And hopefully 2027, 2028, we are, like, you know, seriously cooking them. We're back to bloodline levels, which I know a lot of people would like to see next year. And listen, of course, if we can do it, let's do it. But let's not do it at the expense of the long-term vision and the long-term strategy. Yeah. Again, though, I don't want to give them that as an out, because I think it's quite easy to go, yeah, I hear what you're saying, but that heel run didn't need to happen for Cena. And I'd be like, yeah, you're right. Yeah, I actually agree. And, you know, still doesn't explain why some of the storylines, like what we've been doing with Bayley, like what are we doing with Bayley? Do you remember she was hearing all voices and everything? And I don't even know where that's gone now. But that ain't got nothing to do with, like, building for the future. And I'd be like, yeah. I agree. You're right. I'm not giving creative an excuse. They have not been good in 2025. But, you know, the point I'm making is, would I be worried about what ESPN are saying? Not particularly. Not particularly. It's still so early in that deal that, yeah, be all right. It's just, can we make it click when we need to? Robbie said, what about an opinions video of the top 2025 matches? I like that, Robbie. I like that a lot. Do you know, it's funny because I get to the end of the year and I always think the same thing, because there's a channel that I always enjoy watching. I'm sure you've heard of it, the Needle Drop, right? And I've watched that channel. I don't watch it all the time, but if there's an album that I care about, I will, you know, check out the Needle Drop review of it. And, you know, Anthony Fantano, I've always enjoyed his work. And when he gets to December, he has always done List Week, which is where he does the top albums of the year, the top singles of the year, the worst albums of the year, the worst singles of the year, the best EPs of the year. And I've always thought, like, imagine if you go bigger. I mean, I'm not sure I'd do the whole month for December, but imagine if you could do 2 weeks worth of, you know, funniest botches of the best matches of the worst. I'm sure there's people out there that do this kind of a thing, right? But, like, yeah, that kind of stuff for me is something which I really enjoy when Anthony Fantano Needle Drop does that. So for me, I kind of have always thought, yeah, it'd be really good if we could do. And at the start of the year, I always do this. If ever there's a botch, I'll write it down. If ever there's a return, an OMG moment, I'll write it down. When it comes to matches, scores, I write them down, right? The thing is, I keep the match scores going, but the botches, returns, I'm always so busy. Do you know what I mean? Like getting a little reaction clip, answering the chat, reading a super chat, like doing, you know, writing down a match, doing a poll. It's so hard to actually record everything. It's really hard to like get everything recorded. So normally by the time I get to mid-January, I've already fallen out of like recording everything. So I get to the end of the year and I'm like, oh, it'd be great to do best botches of the year. And I'm like, I don't know what they are. I can't remember what they are. Oh, it'd be great to do a video on the funniest moments of the year. I don't know what they are. I can think of funny moments, right? I can think of stuff that I enjoyed this year, but I ain't got it documented anywhere. I think what I need to do is in 2026, get into the habit of, once the show ends and we've done all the videos, like recording stuff, so that maybe next year when I get to December, I can. That would be my dream, to kind of do that kind of content. That's the kind of fun content that I think is missing from the channel. And it could be so easy if I had a list to kind of go back to and refer to. I never do. I get to like mid-January and I'm already fallen out of the loop. So that might be my New Year's resolution, actually, that I do that and I start recording that sort of stuff. So whilst I try to get my side of the bargain in order, perhaps that could be a great shout. I'll reach out to you guys and go, what do you think was the funniest moments of the year? What do you think was the best matches? Put it back on you. You can do the work because I didn't do it. And then maybe we put it over on the opinions channel. So, yeah, that's a good shout, that is, Robbie. That's a good shout. I could see us doing a bit of that. Maybe the week before Christmas, maybe not go too crazy, you know. Right. Aubrey said, I don't believe it's like we're trying with creative, but it's not working. Everything they do is for profit. Saudi WrestleMania, 4-match PLEs, rising prices, tickets and everything, right? Ratings are trash now. So it is time to innovate and not keep that same status quo. Yeah, I mean, Aubrey, I think sometimes, you know, this is going to shock you. I think sometimes I waffle, right? And I think the point I'm trying to make is the point you've just made there, which is now is a really good time to try some stuff. Now is a really good time to, you know, really shake things up and bring up, you know, we've spoken about what happens if you bring up 10 guys, 10 girls from NXT. What does that mean for NXT? And my response is, flipping do it. Do it. Who gives a flip about what it means for NXT? NXT will have a bumpy 6 months and then it'll be fine because we'll plug gaps. You know, we'll bring some people in from Evolve. We'll bring some people in from LFG. We'll get some people down that we don't need from the main roster. We'll get some people from AAA. We'll get some people from TNA. We'll try and get some legends around. You know, we'll find a way. We can find a way. But it's that main roster that's got to be right. So, you know, if we think that a tidal wave of NXT talent is just going to breathe new life into that main roster, you know, Obafemi, Trick Williams, Ricky Saints, Ethan Page, Javon Evans, you know, if that's going to breathe new life into the main roster, along with Jordan Grace and Lola Vice and JC Jane and, you know, Jada Parker, you know, and you're going to bring up all those women and, you know, that's going to really help in any way. Do it. Bring up this tidal wave and just let's go. You know, and Triple H, I mean, he needs to be honest. If there's people on that roster he just is struggling to find things for, you know, if for whatever reason then maybe we need to part ways. I don't like saying that because I don't like anyone losing their job, and that's why I'm not going to name any names. But like, if there is people there that he just, you know, they're filling up a spot and he just can't find it, then let's replace them with someone that we can use. Someone that we will be able to, you know, get something out of. So, yeah, I agree. And if we do that kind of work where we bring up all this talent and we try stuff, I mean, we had that John Wiener segment, right? And there was people complaining about it. And I do understand, you know, maybe the optics weren't great. But again, you can't have it. You can't have it all. You can't complain about what happens if we call up some people from NXT. What does that mean for NXT? You can't complain when we try something different with a mini John Cena segment. Like, you can't complain when we do those things, but then also complain that things are stale and too safe. I mean, how do you find a way forward in all of that? Do you know what I mean? You can't. For me, let's break some stuff. Let's call up talent. Let's push those boundaries. Let's do some segments that are actively bad if we do. But you know what? The bad segments will be so bad that we'll have a laugh with it. And the good segments, hopefully, are going to be so good. And, you know, let's try and drive some, like, you know, people into that main event scene. And, I mean, you've got to keep Cody and Punk and Roman around. That's your star power that's going to, you know, at least guarantee some sort of viewership. But, yeah, I'm not down on that innovating aspect. I'm not down on that, you know, breaking a few things, pushing some boundaries. I'm kind of with you, to be honest. Even if there's going to be some stuff that makes me upset and annoys me, you know? I mean, everyone knows I'm not a fan of the Maxine Dupree title run, right? I don't think it's been set up very well. Just out the blue, she wins the title and wins it because of outside interference. You know, that's not a belt that she's got because she's earned it, like we keep being told. I mean, it's really hard to tell me someone has earned something when she only won it because AJ Lee interfered, right? So it's really hard for everyone to go, she deserves this. She's worked so hard. Well, she didn't win it, did she? It was AJ Lee that came down. So you haven't even given it to her clean, right? So whatever. Everyone knows don't like that. But if that was something I was going to have to just swallow and something I was just going to have to accept because it was part of a larger, innovative, we're just going to get going with some of these people, you know, let's just go, you know, and we were like really breaking some stuff and moving forward and trying stuff and taking risks. Well, you know, I'd swallow it. I'd take it. I'd be like, I get it. At least I would understand then. At least I'd be like, right, I got it now. I understand why they've done that now. You know, I don't really understand why we've done it right now. It still is not quite clear to me, unless you just want a weak champion for all the kind of heels to try and take advantage of. I'm guessing it's just a way to bring in Natalya, but I can think of better ways. But anyway, we're not going to get stuck into that conversation. But yeah, you know, I agree with you, Aubrey. Let's innovate. Let's break some stuff. probably a good shout that they don't have me in creative with that attitude, honestly. Because I don't think that's their mentality. I don't think that's their mentality at all. I think that they are honestly looking for keeping it safe. I think they're honestly looking to not rock the boat. I think they're honestly looking for, safe, steady, comfortable, reliable. Listen, we're going to use these people. We know what the results are going to be. And I think it is. Yeah, that's one of the big criticisms. Everything's just so safe in 2025. Too safe. To the point where it's just repetitive, dull, seen it all before, Cal, hello, my friends. Cal, hope you're doing well, buds. Really appreciate the support. Cal said, Daze, mate, hope you're well. I'm good, thank you. Feel like the Wyatt Six are back on track after a rocky ride, and I'm excited by the MFT feud. What do we think about the subject? Hope you have a good Christmas. Thank you, my friend. I hope you have a good Christmas as well. Coming up soon, isn't it, actually? What do I think about Wyatt's MFTs? I think that this is probably the most exciting thing we've done since the kind of kidnapping of The Miz, maybe. When we kidnapped The Miz, and, he got dragged into that bus, that felt, this is a bit different, talking of things that, are not just a promo or a match. Actually seeing The Miz get, grabbed by Dexter Lumis, dragged onto that bus, and no one seemed to know where he had gone. Maybe a bit far-fetched, but, at least it was a story and there was something happening. And then, the feud that followed was a bit hit and miss with the Final Testament. There was a couple of moments where I think Howdy looked a little weak, and we never got to the final showdown because he actually got injured, right? And so then they went away. We brought them back. They went after the tag belts. Wasn't crazy about that so much because I don't know. I wanted them to kind of right some wrongs, really. Kind of felt like they had a greater purpose than just going after belts. This is a group that operates in the shadows, seem to want to right wrongs. They came in to stand up for Otis and go after Chad. And, he wanted to go after The Miz because of what The Miz had done to Bo. And they weren't coming in going after belts at the start. So for them to then come back and go after tag titles was a bit... It's okay, but I don't know. You just become another team, really. That's what everyone's after is belts. So part of what made them special seemed to just kind of diminish. And then, we didn't do any kind of backstage stuff. We didn't do any interesting vignettes. We didn't dig into the characters. We seemed to kind of turn them a bit heel as well as they were going after clearly babyface teams like Fraxi and Motor City Machine Guns. And so we seemed to position them more as heels, which then all of a sudden made you wonder, should I even be rooting for them? I think part of that thought process might be because so many people had turned against the group that it just, well, there's not really too much to cling on to anymore. So maybe that was part of the thought process. But by the by, anyway, I think for me, where we was with them, it was nice to be seeing them. But I don't think anyone could be that excited by what we had done with them, other than if you was such a big fan, you were just thrilled they'd got belts. I mean, there were some out there that are just so big fans of Bray that they don't care. Brilliant. The Wyatt Six have got championships, and that's a brilliant thing, right, to be celebrated. I didn't quite feel that way personally, but I think this feud with the MFTs, we haven't started it yet, but it feels like the most interesting thing we've done probably since The Miz got kidnapped. I think there is real scope here to do vignettes, maybe even do some QR codes, and actually dig back into what makes this group special. I mean, it's them going after the MFTs, so it doesn't really feel like it's about championships. It feels like it's about... And it feels like it positions the Wyatt Six back as being baby faces. The only thing I would say is it's a good feud because their MFTs are a credible team, right? I mean, they're not people that just lose all the time. Like Solo, is someone that seemingly they had high hopes for. This is a feud that really both teams need to win. MFTs, they are in a fragile place where they've had a relaunch. They're now getting face paint. Talatonga looks to be a problem long term. Solo is someone I don't think they've given up on. I do think Tongaloa, Tamatonga, maybe even JC are just sort of there. I don't know what their long-term plans are for JC. I think Tongaloa, Tamatonga, they're getting on in age a little bit. I don't, they could bump around. I don't think that'll be a problem. If anyone's taking the pin, it's probably one of those. Tamatonga, though, they've got him sniffing around Elia, which is interesting. So maybe there's a little bit more there than what I'm giving credit. But the bottom line is I think the MFTs need to get a win because they're not a group that I think they just want to job out. But the Wyatt Six really need to get the win as well. Maybe even more so because that's a group that just hasn't feel like they've ever got going. Just doesn't feel like we've ever really pressed go. Put the pedal to the floor. That's a group that need momentum and wins. I think that makes it an interesting feud because I can't quite tell how they're going to play this. I can't quite tell how they are going to play this out. I think I would really love a Hell in a Cell. I don't think Nikki needs to be a part of it. Maybe you have Solo on 4-on-4, something like that. And, anyone not involved stays out of the cell. And, maybe Tongaloa stays out or something. Nikki would stay out, of course. And, then like the others just in there brawling and fighting away. I think that could be so much fun. I mean, I would be looking for destruction. I'd be looking for something truly memorable. Big street fight or something, backstage brawls, vignettes, QR codes. It feels like this opens up a whole world of possibilities. And that's why it's probably the most exciting thing I've seen them getting engaged in for 12 months plus. So, yeah, I agree with you. I'm quite excited for it. I'm not going to be nervous about it or anything. What's the point? What's the point in going, oh, I'm really nervous? Who cares? Do you know what I mean? If it fails, it fails. I mean, there's other things on the show that I enjoy anyway. So, I'm just looking forward to seeing what they do. The only thing I don't know is how they're going to play it out. I just don't know how they're going to, what are they going to do in regards to who wins? Does that mean there's going to be screwy finishes? I mean, I feel like the MFTs win like a tag match thanks to outside interference or a 6-man tag match thanks to outside interference. MFTs get the win, but the Wyatt Six don't look too weak. Maybe then the next week it's the other way round thanks to Nikki Cross. I know some people are asking for a female to get involved. I don't know they're going to do that. I don't know that they're going to do that. I don't know. I mean, you could bring Alexa in and do like Nia and Lash against Nikki and Alexa. You could do that. To be honest, I don't think I see it happening. I think that it feels a bit soon for Alexa to come in because surely Alexa's going to do a program with Charlotte. Surely they're going to turn on each other. So it just doesn't really feel like there's no teasers, is there? It's not like Nikki's popping up in the background of Alexa. It's not like Alexa's having like a Wyatt Six logo distract her. There's nothing to connect her at the moment. I know she's got circles on her ring. She's always had that since she came back. Since she came back at the Rumble, she's had little nods to Bray because of her connection with Bray. But other than that, there's nothing going on to say now is the time Alexa goes back. So I'm just struggling with that. And who would the MFTs get? Nia? Well, Nia's with Lash. Is she really going to abandon Lash right now? It doesn't feel like she is. So if she brings Lash over, that then gives you another problem. That then means that the Wyatt Six need a female. So you see the point, like nothing feels quite clean about that part. So part of me thinks that Nikki probably misses out, stands on the outside of the ring, trips people over, gets involved and plays a part that way. She was sniffing around the United States Championship, and it makes me wonder if she might go after that. So those are a lot of thoughts about the Wyatt Six, but I am quite excited about where it's going. Cal said, I think it's the perfect feud for the Wyatts. After the MFT is Sammy. If they're heels, they could turn Sammy into a darker, bad character, says Cal. Daze, people say 2025 is the worst year since 1819. Would you rather have 1819? Because as bad as it was, at least we had creative. We've had nothing this year. I don't know, honestly. I think I might have this year over 1819. 1819 was really, really bad. I mean, that is Roman having dog food poured over him bad. I mean, we haven't even got tribal chief at that time. There's no Cody around at that time. Not that that's a big thing, but you know, at least there was no John Cena retirement year that time. So, you know, if you think back to WrestleMania, that's WrestleMania 35, which is really long, really bloated. Main event is the women, which is historic, but it's not a great match. No one looks back at that match and, you know, says it's a great match. I mean, you couldn't find two matches from WrestleMania 35 that can compare to Io, Rhea, Bianca, or CM Punk, Seth, Roman. You know, those two matches alone elevate this year's Mania over WrestleMania 35. Historically, the women is of significance, but it didn't mean that it was that good. Like, do you know what I mean? It's a history moment. It's a moment that when you talk about the history of wrestling, you acknowledge it, but it wasn't that good of a match, really. It was like 3.5 stars, something like that, you know? I think that we had better matches at this year's Mania, and those would be two examples that I would give. I think that John Cena's retirement year, I know the heel side of it wasn't very good, but we thankfully stopped that, and we got a great match with Cody. We got an amazing match with AJ Styles. And, you know, now we're going to head to his last match, obviously coming up very, very soon. And, you know, that's going to be emotional, isn't it? You want to talk about how the women was a real history moment in 2019. Well, John Cena's final match is going to be just as big in my mind. I mean, that is his last ever match. So, AJ Lee coming back this year. Evolution show I thought was really good. Match quality this year. I can find better matches this year than I can in 2019. I don't think there was a single 5-star match in 2019, but I'd have to double check that. If there was, it was probably just at the NXT level with like Johnny Gargano, who was killing it in NXT. But this year, you know, there's been a few 5-star matches from Dave Meltzer, which I know people don't care about, but it's some sort of indicator. So, don't know, man. Honestly, I know this year has been bad, but I think it's easy to forget just how bad 2019 was because we're 6 years removed from it. So, you know, that's 6 years where we've had conversations about other things. But it sucked. It was not good at all. It was a real low point that year. And just thinking back to like some of the big shows that year, I think that I can find enough matches this year that I think kind of eclipse it. So I think I would take 2025. But yeah, I mean, look, the fact that we're even having this conversation about which year is worse is not a good indicator, is it? I mean, it's not great that we're sitting here saying that which one is worse, 2025 or 2019. So, I mean, it's all scraping the barrel stuff, isn't it? Another problem with the main roster is the lack of fresh faces. It's 2025 and we're still seeing the likes of Miz and Kofi and Sheamus. Big names and same faces for like 8-15 years, and it's a bit stagnant, says Big Time. Well, yeah, I hear it. I mean, it does bring us back to that conversation, though, of it takes so long to build people up that, you know, you kind of make hay, don't you, when they're over. And, you know, yeah, some of those people are people that we maybe do need to kind of, you know, move on from. It's hard. It's just hard, isn't it? It's really difficult because people, they've got their fans and, you know, you've invested a lot of time in them. So it's hard to kind of move on from people. I don't know. That whole exit stuff. I mean, when you get to a level like The Miz, where the company's probably not going to part ways with you, They're just going to reduce your TV time as time goes by. It's hard to kind of know where you draw that line. I mean, they tried to draw that line with R-Truth, didn't they? They tried to do that this year by saying, okay, we think it's time now. We've pretty much done everything we can do with R-Truth. And everyone had a flipping breakdown. Understandable. But everyone was like, what? Can't do that to R-Truth. We love R-Truth. I mean, if you did that to Sheamus, I think you'd get the same reaction, honestly. I think people would stand up for Sheamus because he delivers bangers and people have got all these great memories. And I think there would be he deserves better. This is really how you're going to treat him. I think it's hard to kind of move on from people like that. There's so much affection. It's hard. So I don't really have an answer to that. I mean, the only thing I can say is that we need to mix in. Like, we need to mix in a bit better, you know, like the up-and-comers. We got a minute to go, by the way, kids. A minute to go. I do have it queued up. So I've not forgotten. I am keeping an eye on the time. Good conversation, though. Fun conversation. We touched on a few things. I know some of it can get a bit repetitive if you watch the streams. We do talk a lot about creative. We do talk a lot about, you know, those kind of things. But that is kind of where wrestling is at the moment. People want to talk about the problems, want to talk about the frustrations, because there are a lot of frustrations that are around. Okay, Tubi. Tubi. Yes, then, now, forever, together. Mate, I'm so excited for this Kendal Gray match. She has really grown on me. I was a big fan anyway. But the quality of her work I mean, she doesn't look out of place on NXT. She's in the flipping Iron Survivor match. That's mental, isn't it? That's mental if you look at the men's side and like Jackson Drake isn't. So it's not like just a showcase. She's not only there because she's just the Evolve Women's Champ. There is Kendal Gray arriving. Being a champion is different to chasing it. So she'll be taking on Chantel Monroe tonight. I'm at 1 minute 23, 1 minute 24, 1 minute 25, 1 minute 26. It's just a promo from Kendal right now. I beat you when I was on my way to winning this championship, and I'll beat you again tonight. Nice. Right, Big Time said, in 2018, Raw was doing pee-pee jokes with Drake Maverick. Oh my God, do you remember that? Lashley's sisters, Constable Corbin, Sasha Bailey, Riot Squad marathons, ratings crashing. That's when Vince, Shane, and Triple H came out on Raw. Yeah, that was sucked. It's not good to look back and compare to that time, as I said. I mean... Okay, here we go. We've got Carly Bright coming out. Right, so she's taking on Ariana Grace. We heard about this. Now, this is a big showcase for Carly Bright. She's been getting matches, but, you know, she needs to show that she's not just getting left behind. She was, like, tag partner with Kendal Gray for quite a long time. The resident ray of sunshine is a pretty fun way to describe Carly Bright. The music sucks. I mean, the music is terrible. Okay, she goes over. There's a little baby in the crowd with some earmuffs on. Seems like, is that a thin crowd? Oh, no, it looks all right on the sides. Here's Ariana Grace. Miss NXT coming out. You people should be louder for me, says Ariana Grace. That's better. Okay, so Ariana's getting in. I like her. Yeah, I like that cape. Miss NXT. Nice. Yeah, it seems a bit thin on the side, on that left-hand side. I would so go to this. I keep saying that, but if I lived in Florida... This is recorded as well, so I mean, I could go to this and then I could still stream it. This is flipping a dream for me. Okay, Ariana Grace then against Carly Bright. No, Kendal Gray didn't come out with Carly Bright. Quite a size difference as well. You can see that Ariana Grace is a lot bigger than Carly Bright, driving her back into the corner. Shot coming in there by Ariana Grace. Okay, she goes, pushes her in her face, tells her to back up. Back up, she tells her again. Carly Bright gets shoved over. Slap coming in there by Ariana Grace. Slap coming back by Carly. She's... Ariana Grace going off at the referee saying she slapped me, even though Ariana slapped Carly Bright first. I feel like a lot of the antics that Ariana Grace does are like really entertaining, really good for like house shows, live shows. You know, if I was at a live event and she was doing that she slapped me stuff, I'd really enjoy it. I'm not sure it works as well on Evolve. Drop kick there by Carly. Carly charging over. Ariana in the corner, colliding into Ariana. Ariana goes down to her knees. She's over against the ropes. Carly coming over, looking to get Ariana over the other side. Misses with the drop kick because Ariana holds on to the rope. Oh, nice stomp coming in. And again. I really like Ariana Grace. I mean, I think she's got really good facial expressions. I think she's naturally quite a funny person. She's always trash talking and stuff like that, and facial expressions and performing and I'd love to know some of the feedback that she gets, Ariana Grace. I mean, I went to a live show in April of 2024 when I went to Florida. And Ariana Grace was on that show and she was like the referee in a match, and she'd already been on TV a bit by that point. And I don't really feel like we've made much progress in all that time. Take my picture, says Ariana Grace. She just went over to that baby. She's like, I love babies. I know what I'm doing, says Ariana Grace. Roll up there by Carly Bright. Shot coming in. I'll tell you one thing with Ariana Grace. You never know what you're going to get out of her. She's always looking to entertain, but you never quite know how. Knee to the midsection. She grabs the hair of Carly Bright. Ariana that is an unfortunate color combo. Yeah. The ring gear is not good for either of them. I mean, what Carly Bright's wearing feels like generic wrestler number 5. Generic female wrestler number 5. Selecting the green option. Yeah, I don't know, man. I agree. Drop kick there by Carly Bright. Ariana Grace asking Carly Bright, saying, I don't know who you think you are. King Notorious said, Ariana's got a great intro song. Stax is a lucky man, said Robbie. Sonny, hello. Hope you're doing well. Ariana is kind of stuck, says Jennifer. Yeah. I mean, she finds herself in Evolve after being the TNA liaison for a bit. Graceland gets it for Ariana Grace. Ariana Grace with the victory. But this is what I'm saying. I'd love to know the feedback that she's getting. People waving. Ariana Grace gets the victory with Graceland and everyone's... I'd love it if they cut to the baby and the baby was doing it. That'd be awesome. Imagine if they cut to the baby and the baby's giving it a... Elite Pro Wrestling. Yane Harrison has been signed. Seems tall. Honestly, it would be so exciting, wouldn't it, to be able to go to like an indie show and see some WWE detail. I'd love that. If I was able to go down the road and see some of these people I get to see on Evolve, I'd be like flipping starstruck. Imagine you could go down the road, watch Jack Cartwheel, Cappuccino Jones, Sean Legacy, Jackson Drake. I really love the WWID product. I think it's really good for that reason. I've got adverts right now. Cook Unity, guys. Oh, that looks nice. Yeah. Oh. Did they send you the ingredients or what? Cook Unity. I think they send it you as a ready meal and you make it. There was one that used to send you the ingredients and you had to like chop them all and do it. Oh, I ain't doing all that. If it's just something you can shove in a microwave, then I'm in. What's this? Wonder? Oh, that looks nice. Is this like a DoorDash thing? Wonder. The Cravings expert. You got cravings. Hit up Wonder. Right. The WWE ID Championship was on the line. And Lainey Luck is the new women's WWE ID champion. Double L Lainey Luck. So is Cappuccino is the men's and Lainey Luck is the women's. Let's go. Okay, coming up next, we're going to have a tag team showcase match. Fish said, when are you coming back to the States? No plans at the moment, but I would love to. I love America. Flipping love it. I've been to Florida, like... I've been to Florida more times than I think I've been to, like, Liverpool or Manchester. I've been to Liverpool, Manchester, like, 3 times, something like that, maybe. I think I've been to Florida about 5 times. Yeah, I do. I love it. It's just got everything you want, and I mean, it's got great weather. It's got loads of Walmarts, so you can have a look, see what figures are around. Loads of great places to get foods. Theme parks, if you want to go to those. It's just got everything you want. It's brilliant. They're just showing last week, Gold Rush. That was a good match, that was. Jackson Drake against Sean Legacy. Obviously, Jackson Drake would pick up the win. He's a good prospect, isn't he? Jackson Drake, I mean, this... Not just this, but I think, like, that, you know, there's clearly a reason as to why they've identified him as someone that they want to showcase and make the first Evolve champion. And actually, the longer this goes, the more you can see why he was selected. That was a really good victory and a really good spotlight on NXT. Yeah, Laney Reed and Kendal, they went at it. This was a good match as well. The straps came down by Kendal. Brilliant. Legacy and Swipe Right could potentially already be in NXT, says Jennifer. Cappuccino latte, said Suika. I don't mind a cappuccino or a latte. There's John Cena, look, talking about Kendal and selecting her and putting her in that Iron Survivor match. We're going to be watching that this weekend. Kendal is the future sign. The Ice Woman? The Ice Woman against the Reflection of Perfection. Chantel Monroe. Okay, we're backstage with Nikita. Okay. Here's Layla and Mason. I need to resage. You and me one-on-one. Okay, singles match has been set. Is that now or no? Tag match now. Marcus Mathers, Aaron Rourke. Okay, let's end the poll for that opening match. Ariana Grace against Carly Bright. You lot said good 91, which I think is very fair, to be honest. I think that's a very fair score. Next week. Layla digs Nikita Lyons next week. So, is this right? Yeah, Aaron and Marcus taking on I don't know how you spell cappuccino. That doesn't look right at all. Has it got a H in there? No. Oh, it's Go! It's Go! That's my guy. That's my guy. Where It's Goal stands around here. I need an It's Goal shirt. Why won't they make It's Goal shirts, you absolute cowards? Why won't you make Kendal Grey shirts as well? I know someone from WWE is watching this. Oh my god, I could not have butchered cappuccino more if I tried. Cunningham. There we go. Cappuccino and Cunningham. There's no Evolve shirt, just generic Evolve shirt. There's no Kendal Grey shirt. There's no It's Goal shirt. Do you want these people to be supported? Huh? Or should we just not bother? Yeah? Should we not bother? Should we just not bother tuning in? Do you not want to make money? I know someone from WWE is watching. You just don't want to make money? No? The flip. There's not even just an Evolve shirt that says Evolve on it. I mean... I want pieces of the ring. I want plaques that have got pieces of the ring in whenever there's a title change. I want Succession plaques. I want Evolve shirts. I want Kendal Gray shirts. I want its goal shirts. I want its goal shades. I want Kendal Gray singlets where when she takes her straps down, I can take my straps down. I want Cappuccino Jones cappuccino cups. That's what I want. Apparently I get nothing. Anyway, we're underway with the match. WWE treats Evolve like the red-headed stepchild, said Big Time. To be honest, on YouTube it gets about 40,000 views. So you can sort of understand it. I've noticed that whenever they do a little clip from the episode, that tends to get more views than the episode. It's crazy, isn't it? They will put out a video showing like a match from the episode, and that'll do 70, 80,000. The actual episode will do about 45,000. It's a shame because when it was live, it would do 100 and some thousand. But now they upload it the next day, people just don't seem as engaged. I don't know why they don't just go live on the Vault channel or go live somewhere else. Or start an Evolve channel. And then you can put all your content on there. Mathers goes over. Cappuccino Jones coming in. Drop kick. It's gone. Daze, you bought dirt. Your opinion on merch is questionable. Yeah, that is true. I did. Apparently, it's dirt from the graveyard match, the boneyard match, Undertaker AJ. But I don't think it is because it looks white. Do you know what I mean? What the flip? Looks like it's flipping Parmesan cheese. So that is true. But does that not also show that I am so invested that I will buy literally anything? You can sell me dirt and I will buy it. So, do you know what I mean? When I'm sat here saying I'd like an Evolve shirt or an It's Gold thing, like, I'll buy it. I bought dirt. Sell me some dirt from the back of the performance center and I'll buy it. Aaron Rock goes over, flips over. I haven't seen much of Cunningham, but I feel like I've heard the name and have seen him maybe once before, or maybe even twice on Evolve. This is episode 39 tonight. Over against the rope, shoulder tackle there by Cunningham. Cunningham's, I mean, like, he's got a very Texas, a bit of like Von Erich type vibe to him. Aaron Rourke trying to get back up. Daze, Indy, Hartwell, both the trading cards, and Bailey, Roxanne Cora to sign autographs and sell them at high prices. What are you saying? Who got Roxanne and Cora to sign autographs and selling them at high prices? I mean, it's certainly not me. Over in the corner, Cunningham. Big boot. Andrew, shout out to you, buds. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Oh, that was good by Rourke. He had Cunningham in the corner. Did a 619. Took Cunningham's legs away from underneath him. On the middle rope. Got him seated. Nice. Knees to the back. That's quite nice. I like that. Oh, that's quite nice. Good tag team work there with Mathers and Aaron Rourke. Aaron Rourke with a kip up. Okay. Yeah, that was not bad. Saturday, February 28th, Chicago. The Weight. Elimination Chamber. The Want. The Will. The Windy City. Elimination Chamber, Chicago. Tickets on sale now. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, commercial break. Andrew said, Daze, opinion. I think WWE is dead for me. Oh, my God. Come on. Come on, Andrew. Come on, bud. I just can't take Triple H's booking no more. I gave it a chance. I was watching Raw, and I realized I just can't no more. I understand. I mean, all I would say is that I don't think you're alone. I think there are a lot of people that are feeling that way. And honestly, I would say that a break is not a bad thing. I think that if you are feeling that way, stepping away, getting a bit of a, break away from it. I mean, rather than watching the shows and just being in a bad headspace, I'll tell you the other thing as well. Hearing so much negativity, hearing about how so many other people are also not enjoying the product, obviously just then confirms that, the product you're watching is not very good at the moment. And, you kind of find yourself in this kind of downward spiral where it's just really hard to kind of pull the nose up, You're kind of going down and it's hard to get out of it. I think stepping away from the chatter, stepping away from the noise, and maybe, pop back for the Rumble and see how you feel. And what surprises are we going to get at the Rumble and all of that stuff? Like, maybe not a bad idea, honestly. Maybe not a bad idea. The thing is that you might not want to do that because you love wrestling and you're worried about what you're going to miss out on. And that's always the thing with wrestling, isn't it? I mean, I'm sure you still love wrestling. It's just you don't love the current product. And I'd say you're not alone in that. But, maybe taking a bit of a break, a bit of a breather, making yourself wonder what you're missing might just clean the air, clear the palate, might then mean that you can come back and, come back to hopefully something that does grab your attention, something that does kind of work for you. You might come back to Chris Jericho. I mean, there's a good chance Jericho might be in the Royal Rumble. It might be interesting to see what Jericho is going to bring to the conversation. So, yeah, I mean, there's certainly not much I can say when Survivor Series has been so badly received. I think the score on that is about 4 on Cage Match. So, I mean, you look at, this was your last big swing. Actually, maybe see John Cena's last match first before you go. I don't think that's one to miss. I think John Cena's last match is one that is an exception, isn't it? It doesn't really matter about current storylines. That's just going to be NXT versus main roster. Nice cloverleaf here by Aaron Rourke. That's just going to be main roster against NXT talent. So that's just going to be showcases. And then you got the drama of the last match. So maybe watch that. Maybe then come back for the Rumble. See how you feel. I would say you're not alone though, but there is quite a few people that are saying that they're having their struggles. Clothesline. And again, lovely work there by Cappuccino. Hot tag. So Andrew, appreciate it, but Akeem said, I hear you. It's not just me then. So Akeem is in that boat. Collision. Cappuccino coming in. Oh, down goes Marcus. Down goes Aaron. Duck underneath. Scooping him up. Oh, look at that. Lovely driver. Great work there by Cappuccino. Kick out. It's goal. It's goal. James said the second Ashes test starts at 4. Are you going to have it on in the background? I don't know. Well, I mean, this stream will have finished, won't it? So I am going to work on Unseen, get that done, and then go and hopefully watch the start of it. So I want to, see how we get going at the start. I mean, I don't have high hopes, to be honest. This was not a game that I was thinking we were going to win this time. It was that first one we needed. So I do fear 2-0, to be honest. But, still want to, you never know. Miracles can happen. Cappuccino goes off that middle rope, gets caught there by Marcus and Aaron. Cappuccino lands on his feet, and there's Cunningham. That missile dropkick was so good. That is very nice. That is very nice. This Cunningham guy, he looks great. He's got that's a lovely driver. He's got a lovely look to him. I mean, he's got good physique. That was a real lovely missile dropkick. I kind of like the ring gear with his name on the back with some stars. I don't know what we've got on the front. Are they some cowboy hats, are they? I like Mike with the stars on the back. I'm not sure it pops on the silver, though. That's the only thing. Oh, stunner. That didn't take Cunningham down. He's selling. Aaron Rourke comes crashing down. 2. Saved by Cappuccino. Yeah, it's been pretty fun. Right now, Cappuccino grabbing Cunningham, dragging him over to the corner so he can make the tag. Bang, tag comes in. Cappuccino having to do a lot of work here. Gets caught by Aaron. Super kick coming in. Cappuccino goes down to one knee. Right now, we've got Marcus slinging Aaron over to Cappuccino. Decaffeinator connects. Oh, save is made. Save made by Mathers. People in the crowd are applauding. Does seem to be like one row deep on the back. Not loads of people in there. Maybe 2 rows. Its goal is in the VIP section. You haven't seen much of its goal, actually. Cappuccino is in there, but he's not the legal man. Going over, we've got Aaron Rourke to the outside. Kick coming in there by Rourke. Ooh! Cappuccino off the ropes. Bang! Lovely shot. Over the other side. Duck underneath goes. Ah! I wasn't expecting him to go for that. We cut to it. Scarley's enjoying the action. 2. Kick out. Roll through. Oh. Mathers trying to get Cunningham. Do you know what? I'd love to see Cunningham Mathers in a singles. I'd love to see these two going at it one-on-one. I think that'd be a really fun match. Oh, look at that by Cunningham. Got some lovely height on that back elbow. Cunningham picking up some speed. Oh, we're going full-on Bron Breaker. Oh, he gets caught. Big close. Mate, someone give me Mathers Cunningham in a singles match. Marcus is the chant. Now we've got Riggins. Okay, these two come down. Timothy Thatcher wanted to do this match so that Presley and Riggins could see what real tag team wrestling was all about. And now they've interrupted the match. Thatcher is not going to be thrilled about that. Okay, well, these teams are not thrilled either, and they're ganging up. Keanu Carver's come in and he's murking everyone. Okay, what's happening now? Now we've just got a... Okay, so Carver is working with Riggins and Presley. Big clothesline. Cunningham goes down. So we're trying to do a WWE ID versus next in line type story. Next in line, standing tall as the WWE ID talent is down. It's Gal. I'm guessing it's Garley's ID, so he shouldn't really be clapping and applauding. Pete Rosenberg says that he's just a kiss ass. Coming up next, Kendal Gray takes on Chantel Monroe. Kind of felt like that tag match had some decent moments, but it just sort of went a bit long, I thought. Right. The Attitude Era was the best to me, said Jason. I go back and watch the Attitude Era. If you have to make me watch wrestling, I hope and pray that WWE do something like that now. Fish said its goal is living this. Shenanigans abound. Lots of shenanigans, Jennifer. Jason said, I want the stories. The wrestling is fine, but the stories and the twists and the turns, that's what gets me watching. Robbie said, I've never watched a single episode of Dynamite or Collision. Big Time said, Daze, I don't know about you, but my personal taste is sports entertainment and then pro wrestling. I got into it with the variety and the promos and the theatrical stuff. Not bell-to-bell action, says Big Time. Well, my taste is like similar to you. I like a mixture, to be honest. I mean, I think if I was just to watch a show that was pretty much just match, you kind of need the build, don't you? You need the reason as to why you're watching those matches. Like, and I think we all enjoyed like Undertaker and Stone Cold standing up to Vince McMahon and like characters, gimmicks, if you will, you know? So it's a mixed bag, isn't it? It's a mixed bag. I mean, like, if I got loads of great stories and then we got to the matches and the matches were just constantly 3 stars, I would complain, you know? I mean, I need, to be honest, you don't really go back and watch storylines. You go back and watch matches or promos. Because in order to go back and watch a storyline, you're going to need some sort of compilation video that's going to, kind of wrap it all up for you. So, yes, storylines for when you're watching, but for me, matches are still so important. Because, you know, if you're going to go back and watch something, you're probably going back to watch shows and matches. I mean, if you go back and watch old WrestleManias, you're watching what went down at that WrestleMania, and you'll get the video package showing the builds. But I can't say that like the story is more important than the match, or the match is more important than the story. I mean, I want it all. I want stories. I want good matches. I want good characters. I want it all. I don't want just promos and matches. Give me some sports entertainment segments as well. I'm really not down on those. I think the idea that all sports entertainment segments suck is quite narrow-minded. I mean, there's been some brilliant stuff where it's, we've kind of done like rock, this is your life kind of the thing. That was brilliant. I mean, that is so fondly remembered. There's been some really fun moments throughout the history of WWE, and we just seem to be playing everything so safe now, as you said. Carmen Petrovic is watching on as Kendal Gray is making her way down. Andrew said Triple H is a guy to make returns to hype up fans, says Andrew. Andrew, shout out to you, buds. Triple H is a guy to make returns to hype up fans. What do you mean by that? Do you mean just like tease things to get fans hyped and then not deliver it? Like tease returns and not deliver them? Okay, women's championship match coming up. Get your thoughts in on that tag match. I'm at 33:55. That must mean this match is getting time. I've still got like a good 16 minutes left to go. Mate, if we're going to get like a good 12 minutes or whatever of some grey graps, I'm here for it. Okay, bit of a dirty look there by Kendal Gray over to Chantel Monroe. Kendal chant breaking out. The fans here love them some Kendal Gray. We got a Kendal Gray chant breaking out. I strongly disagree. AEW has got tons of great matches on a frequent basis and no one watches them back. Wrestlers break their bodies going 100 miles an hour, says Big Time. I don't know what you disagree that matches are important, or as important. But if you go back and watch a show, watch a WrestleMania, if you dig into that archive content, you're watching the matches. I mean, if you go back and watch WrestleMania 17, you're not watching the story. If you weren't around at that time, you'll see the video package of how we got to the match. But you then watch the match, don't you? I mean, if you never watched WrestleMania 3, Hogan Andre, you go back, you'll get a quick video package showing you the build, but what you're going to be watching is the match. So surely if you go back and, you know, think of the kids that get into wrestling now that won't have seen any WrestleManias or any SummerSlams, like if they want to dig it back into the history of things and watch anything beyond what they're watching now and go back to the history, they're going to pretty much watch matches. Unless they're going to watch everything. I don't know how many people watch everything, though. Watch all the Raws, all the SmackDowns. Follow the stories. I don't know. I genuinely, it's going to get to the point where you can't even do that. You won't have the time. So much content will have been created. You just won't be able to go back and watch everything. So, I don't know, man. I think match quality is really important. It's not the only thing, though. As I said, I want everything. I want characters, I want stories, I want match quality. I sort of feel like, you know, imagine following a story building up to a big match and then you get, what, Jimmy versus Jay? I mean, you need those CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, Hell in a Cell matches. You need those John Cena, AJ Styles matches, you know? You need those Io Sky, Rhea Ripley matches. You need those great matches. Surely you do. Shot coming in there by Chantel. There's nothing to watch weekly now. I could catch up with everything through YouTube clips, says Asib. Face first, we've got Kendal going into the corner. Johnny said LA Knight did do home invasion twice. AJ Logan did not go full chaos, says Johnny. Big kicks coming in there by Kendal. Over the other side. Days for WWE, their best matches are memorable. It's not frequent. We remember Bianca Rio, Io Triple Threat, Cena Styles, Roman Cody. With AEW, when you have 100 bangers, which ones do people remember? There's not much point in speaking to me about AEW because I don't watch it, do I? I mean, I can only give you the WWE conversation. I can't really expand on anything about AEW because I ain't going to have any examples to give you. The only thing I can tell you is that if you're going to have stories and characters to build up to matches, when you get to the matches, you need to deliver. Otherwise, people are going to be underwhelmed and it's going to lose momentum. And people that go back are going to go back and watch the matches. I mean, this is pro wrestling, isn't it? It's World Wrestling Entertainment. The idea that the wrestling is not important or not as important, I think you'd get quite a bit of pushback on that. It's okay to have a hot take. Do you know? It's okay to have, you know, an opinion that's not going to be widely agreed upon, but I feel like that's one that's probably not going to be widely agreed upon, that the wrestling, the quality of the wrestling doesn't matter or isn't as important. Crossbody there by Chantel. Days, are you doing Triple A Titans on the 20th? We might do. I don't know. It's a bit too far out, to be honest, for me to like commit to anything. Kendal going into the edge of the ring. Asib said, would you say this era compares to an Attitude or Golden Era? I think the past few years definitely felt like they were special. Yes. I wouldn't say this year, of course. Big boot coming in there by Kendal. Back when better character work. Yeah, I think this does compare. I mean, I think that for me, Bloodline is maybe the best story we've told. I mean, it was so big and we invested in it so much. And, you know, I know 2025's been underwhelming, but I don't think anyone's going to say 23 or 24 was. So, you know, when we were going through that and we were breaking records and everything was so good, like everyone was loving it. Everyone was like, this is amazing. And like everyone was full of praise. I'm loving acknowledging Roman, and Bloodline was so good, and Sami in, and it was just great. And the women were like, you know, doing brilliant work, and everyone was really enjoying it. I mean, this is why I think you've got so many people disappointed now, because they were loving it in 2023, 2024. You know, Cody trying to finish his story and all of that stuff. So, you know, people were really, really enjoying themselves. And now this year has just not had as much for them. So, yeah, I think 2023, 2024, I think it really does stand up. And I think we broke a lot of records. I think, you know, there's a lot of like highest attendances, you know, highest gates and, you know, some big numbers that got achieved. And as a result, we managed to get some big TV deals out of it, like the Netflix deal and the ESPN deal. I mean, all of that is built on the back of the success of 2023, 2024. So, yeah, I think they stand up there. Yeah. Oof. Kendal getting planted. Jason said Bloodline was one of the best stories. But the best, I don't know. I think the Vince and Stone Cold story was awesome to me, said Jason. Yeah, that's fair. That's very fair. Chantel is in control. Ajid Carr said, Daze, WWE should induct Axe and Smash and Crush as a tag team. And they should have Doink go in the Hall of Fame. Kendal slammed down. Let's end this poll so we don't get confused. Chantel go into the outsides. Okay, that last match, good 100, according to you guys. So you enjoyed it. Kendal is up, and look at that suplex. Belly to belly, off the top. Really good. Kendal Gray hurling Chantel into the middle of the ring. Kendal Gray. You can see the future for her. The ceiling is so high. I don't know much about Chantel. We've seen her a few times. She looks fine. She looks good. Kick coming in there by Kendal. Big chops. I love the ferocity that Kendal throws her shots in with. Like she really, like, do you know what I mean? She gives a lot. Over against the ropes. Bang. I mean, she's either selling or she's telling them to get it. She's always doing something. Like right now, grabbing the back of her head, charging over. While she's doing that, she's acknowledging the crowd. She takes the legs away there from Chantel. She gets up on the edge of the ring, goes over on the feet, rolls backwards, gets up, comes over. Chantel with a big boot. That means that Kendal goes down. Chantel goes over, flips over. She seemed to get a bit lost herself there momentarily, Chantel. 1, 2, powerbomb by Kendal, but a kick out by Chantel. Chantel is rolling to the outsides. Fish said the main roster is going to lose some top guys like Cody, AJ, Roman, Randy. Guys are ready to hang it up. A new generation is on the horizon. Jennifer said, I think Kendal needs some new gear because that looks a little bit rough. Yeah. Kendal climbing up. She could certainly have something a bit more colourful, a bit more impactful than just that sort of like... I suppose she's gone with grey, hasn't she? It's more like a silver. I think her having the straps makes sense. Double knees there by Chantel as Kendal flops out the ring. Kendal goes to the outsides. Daze, imagine a segment on SmackDown where Solo is at home. He looks out the window. He thinks he sees the members of the Wyatts. Then he walks into a room with written in blood is "We're here." That would be sick, James. You should work for creative because that would be amazing. That would be really good. I'd love that kind of thing. Wendy hurling Chantel in the ring after attacking her. Kendal didn't see it. Duck underneath there by... Oh, lovely takedown working on the arm. This is going to be a big problem for Chantel. It's going to be a big problem. She got hurled into that ring post by Wendy. Yeah, Kendal couldn't quite get it. Oh, mate. And into the pin. Oh, my God. Oh, no, she should... Oh. She should have got the 3 from that. That move needs to be protected. That power slam into a pin, that needs to be protected. That breaks out of "This is awesome" chant, though. The fans flipping love that. That is her finishing move, and no way should she have kicked out of that. No. No. I'm annoyed. That move is so good. Should not be having anyone be kicking out of that. If I'm Kendal Gray, I'm putting my foot down on that. Double knees there by... Oh, that was nice. Like a Meteora type move by Chantel. Yeah, look. They're cooking again, aren't they? They're flipping cooking again. Very good. We got the crowd involved. Kendal is down. Crowd are chanting away. Kendal down. Chantel coming over, having a word with... Oh, lovely shot coming in there by Chantel. Slap coming back there by Kendal. Kendal on her feet right now. Another big shot coming in. These two exchanging blows back and forth. Another big shot there by Chantel. Lovely right hand. That right hand by Kendal Gray looks so good. Off the ropes. Boom. Big knee coming back. I'd like a bit more of a sell by Chantel. That was a great sell. That was a great sell. I'd like that right hand to have been sold a bit more, but that super kick by... Here's the straps. Charges over. Shades of Grey. Yeah, I don't like the Shades of Grey as much as I like that power slam into the pin. I'm not a big fan of that Shades of Grey as much, but... And the arrow thing she does as well feels very Damian Priest. Old school Damian Priest. But listen, Grey Graps, massive fan. Brilliant performer. Sky's the limit. Main roster is calling. I mean, not right now, but eventually it will be. Chantel Monroe, goods. Fun match. Wendy Choo getting involved. I'm sure Chantel's going to have to deal with that after. And how long have we got, actually? We've still got a couple of minutes here. Still got a couple of minutes. We haven't really had any interviews or anything. We haven't really had a great deal of backstage stuff. This has been quite a lot of in-ring action. Kendal in the corner. Big Time said, you could make the argument some of us fans have watched the product 10, 25 years, can understand what's needed and missing more than some of the people writing. You could, but yeah. Here's Tate Wilder. Here's Super Sean Legacy. Next week, Sean, Tate Wilder. All right. Okay. Number 1 contenders match. Sean Legacy, Tate Wilder. Okay, yeah, Sean Legacy's kind of already taken it for granted that he's going to get past Tate Wilder. You didn't. You didn't win in New York. Weren't you the one that was talking about quitting a few months ago, said Sean Legacy. Okay. So we're trying to build some heat here, which is okay. I think we can both agree that we can't stand Jackson Drake. Do you know what I'd like to see get announced? The tag titles. That's what I would like. Oh, whose arm's that? Okay. Blooming now we're getting better cliffhangers on Evolve than we are the main roster. Someone just put their arm on Tate Wilder's shoulder at the end. He turned around and looked over and the show ended. So someone with some size by the looks of it, flipping Big Show just arrived, just put their arm on Tate Wilder's shoulder and he just turned around and looked over and then the show ended. Bum, bum, bum. Do you know what? That was all right, man. That was pretty fun. I know that some of those matches were just good, but I mean, listen, it's always great seeing some great graps. And at the moment, the great score is actually leading when it comes to that main event match. So certainly does not feel like a wasted Wednesday. But yeah, you know, the thing with Evolve is that you can always get some out of it. So not only have we just had what I think deserves a great rating in that match, I'll take that. But yeah, I would really like to see Marcus Mathers against Cunningham in a singles match. I'd like to see some progress there. Ariana Grace, never a chore to watch her. I find her to be very entertaining. Don't know what she needs though to move forward. I mean, I'd love to know the feedback she's getting because I feel like she's been doing the same character for so long now. But I mean, she seems to be going backwards rather than forwards. So I'd love to know the feedback they're giving her. And, you know, I just think back to watching her at a live event in April of 2024. And here I am in December of 2025. And I just don't think we've made much forward movement. So, don't know. I'm at a bit of a loss on that one. Carly Bright, okay. There wasn't too much there. I thought Chantel Monroe looked pretty good. I don't know, man. I just like them all, really. There's no one there that I disliked watching. So you can always get some out of these shows. So yeah, good. Sieb said, I don't know if you saw the news today, but a lot of people in the higher-ups believe Gunther is the right person to face. Don't believe Gunther is the right person to face Cena, right? Okay, interesting. Nathan said, I can't believe we saw the Heart Dungeon yesterday, says Nathan. Can't believe we saw the Heart Dungeon. Yes, we did get that video. You should watch AEW right now, said Wrestling Fan. I'm fine, thank you. Cheap thrills and commercial breaks always make for a great Wednesday night, said Fish. Gotta love them commercials. Daze, I know a lot of people hated Tiffy. Do we think WWE should have kept the title on Tiffy? Because so far Jade's reign is worse. Any word on Bianca? Bianca's looking to get back early next year. So she made a comment in the middle of November. She's looking to get back early next year. So do I think we should have stayed with Tiffy? No, I think it had reached the end of the road. I know that Jade's run is not really got going yet, to be honest. I mean, she took the belt off her and we haven't really done anything. So the problem is SmackDown, really. There's just not many opponents around. The women's division is quite thin. Seems like we've took a lot of talent and put it into that women's tag division, you know? I mean, Alexa, Charlotte, they should be around and be potential opponents. Bianca should be around, but she's out injured at the moment. So it's just a lack of talent, really. This is why Jade's having to faff around with B-Fab and Meechin. But, I mean, it was the same problem for Tiffany. So you could have kept the belt on Tiffany, but you would have been in the same situation. So I think we desperately need a draft. We need a refresh, don't we? Did you see Cena's dad complain about Gunther? Yeah, I saw that. Did you see who he suggested, though, as replacements? JBL. I mean, you're not getting a great match out of JBL at this stage. Edge. I don't think you're getting. I mean, it might be a free, but I don't know. I mean, Tony Khan seems very confident that he's going to go back to AEW. Jericho, not available. So, I mean, it was funny because I saw that Cena's dad said that he didn't think Gunther needed it and then proceeded to list a load of legends that he would like to see face John. I don't think it should be Gunther. He doesn't need it. So let's have JBL or Edge or... Do you know what I mean? So... Great argument. Big Time said, Daze, you could definitely sense who's on the potential chopping block with NXT. Women's division is so competitive. In-ring, quality, high standards leading to certain wrestlers drowning. Cena's dad gave a load of names that are impossible. I know. Yeah. That was crazy. Are we up to date? What's the prediction for the mystery person on Evolve? Roper, I don't know. I feel like if you're going to tease someone, it's going to have to be some sort of a name, isn't it? So it seemed to be someone that had some size, and it looked like a white hand. So white guy, pretty big. I'm going to go Josh Briggs. I'll go Josh Briggs. My logic is it's got to be some sort of a name. There's no point teasing someone that we look at and go, who's that, right? It's got to be someone we know. I don't think it's going to be someone from the main roster. I don't think we'll go that far. So probably someone from NXT. So you need a pretty big, size-wise, white guy that we know. Josh Briggs fits that. He's pretty big. And could he give some advice to Tate Wilder? Could he go up to him and go, listen, I've been watching you. I'm really impressed. It's your time now. You got to do whatever it takes. Yeah? Remember, whatever it takes. And maybe just tries to get in his ear so that maybe starts cutting some corners. And that's the kind of thing I could see Josh Briggs doing. So that's my Columbo moment right there. But I don't really have any more of kind of a read than that, honestly. Don't know. We didn't really get too much to work from, did we? Could it be the Mafia guy, said the Hibs. Don't think you'd bring him back here, to be honest. Plus also, it seemed like there was a shot of the bridge at the end of NXT, which is the bridge that, you know, he kind of was known for visiting and chucking bodies off and whatnot. So there is a bit of a belief that Tony might make his presence felt on Saturday or next week on NXT. I don't think they're going to bring him back here to Evolve. I think they've probably got higher ambitions for it. I don't think he's like slipping down to Evolve. I think they're looking to do something a bit more with him. So good shout though, you know. Got to bring him back somewhere, haven't we? Any updates on Trini? I hope she's doing better, said Edward. Oh, she popped in the stream yesterday. Yeah, she popped in the stream yesterday. She said she was on the road to recovery, so that was really positive. Nathan said, you're the only one that does Evolve, and thank you for doing it. Well, no, thank you for joining us. I mean, the only reason we do it is because people do join us. And, yeah, I really am looking forward to... you know, continuing with these streams. I mean, I know they're not very well attended compared to Raw and SmackDown or even NXT, but I would genuinely be watching this show anyway, so why not stream it? Do you know what I mean? I mean, I want to know who's coming through. You know, I want to be able to, you know, I really should watch LFG. I know I do want to watch those shows. The only thing is there's nowhere in the UK that's showing them unless you go watch wrestling. I just never remember to do that. It's not in my like routine to kind of go to watch wrestling to watch them. So it slips my mind. At least with Evolve, I know every Wednesday I do this stream. So here I am. You know, if there was a way of watching LFG, then I would do that. So I need to like download them or I need to just binge them or something like that. But you know, if that's the only reason I don't watch them, is because they're just, you know, not on at a certain time in the UK on a certain channel and I could tune in each week, you know. So yeah, I like to know who's coming through. I like to know, you know, what's happening, and you know, it's good to know about JD Vasa. It's good to know about Callie Armstrong. It was good to get the heads up on Kendal Gray. It's good to know about Swipe Right. It's good to know about, Marcus Mathers looks pretty good. Jack Cartwheel's exciting. There's some good talent, honestly. Jackson Drake, is getting better and better in my eyes. The more I'm seeing, like, better matches out of him and good promos, like, the more he's kind of growing in my mind. So, yeah, I like it. I enjoy it. It's one of those shows that, you have to be a real hardcore fan to go down to this level. But I think you can find some at there if you do. I don't think it's like a complete waste of time or anything. So, yeah, good. Hope you enjoy it as well. Steve said, I think that Cena's dad just wants John to go out on top. I'm sure John would disagree. It's just an opinion, says Steve. Yeah, listen, everyone's entitled to their opinion. And when it comes to this, there's lots of different opinion because there's lots of people that don't think it should be Gunther. But then there's lots of people that do think it should be Gunther. But there's lots of people that think it should be that John wins, or that it should be LA Knight, or it should be Javon, or, I think it was Mark Henry that said that Joe Hendry should come out after the match and actually be John's last match. There's so much varied opinion on this that, it's one of the big conversations of the year, isn't it? Who should be John Cena's last opponent? It's been one of the big conversations we've had this year. So, yeah, of course, John Cena's dad is entitled to his opinion. Of course he is. Asib said, would you like some more gimmick names like Undertaker, Triple H, Stone Cold? Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. I think it's not so much just the names. It's the characters as well, isn't it? I was campaigning for that Holloway guy who we have not seen for a long time. But it might be him, but he wasn't a big deal. He was quite big, right? And he had this kind of like odd look, I thought. He wasn't like this, like, no offense to him, but he wasn't like this stunningly attractive guy, with long hair and ripped. Like, he sort of looked like he could fit in the Wyatt Six, or he could fit in, the Wyatt family, or he could, he stood out to me. And I was looking at him and I was like, yeah, some sort of like executioner, some sort of like hangman kind of thing. You don't want to step on Hangman Adam Page. And you don't, when you say executioner, you think of that cheesy sort of executioner that would wear like a black hood and come down, with a, I don't know what you'd call it, that they chop heads off with. The blade or whatever, on a thing, a scythe or whatever. And that's all cheesy stuff. You wouldn't do that. But, if you could have a more like credible, more realistic sort of version, make him quite dark, have someone that enjoys death, enjoys pain, enjoys dishing out pain, and is fascinated with like executions from the past, and maybe can even quote some or so. I don't know, man. Like, can talk about things that happened in the 1600s and talk about some of his favorite ways that people were killed back then. I felt like there was something you could have dug into there that could have been quite different and dark, could have helped him stand out. I like that stuff. When you grow up watching The Undertaker and Mankind and Kane and Stone Cold, as you said, like these kind of characters, I think there's a part of us that really enjoys that stuff. This is why Bray was loved, Wyatt's were loved. It's why there was a lot of optimism around the Wyatt Six. So, yeah, I always kind of have a little think. Sometimes you'll look at people and like it's hard to kind of picture what you would do, but he was one that really jumped out to me, and I was like, yeah, that's what I would try. That's the idea that I would kind of get behind. Kind of interested with what they're doing with Shiloh Hill at the moment, actually. That one's quite interesting. I can't quite pin what that is yet, because that seems to have a darkness to it, an eeriness to it. But at the moment, he's also just chatting. It's just like, oh, yeah, me and my mates did this. And do you know what? It was so cool because, this happens. And like, I was outside, man, and you could hear the wolves. And he's like this guy just telling you like real life stories. But then there's also like this little darkness there. you know, at the end is like, I need to find my bleach. It's like, why does he need bleach? You know? I need to go and find my bleach. And there was another bit where he kind of like was laughing, and I think like it sort of distorted a bit. And you're kind of like, oh, it's not really a gimmick like The Undertaker, but we're doing something. Certainly presenting some form of darkness. So I think there's quite a bit of excitement around Shiloh. People seem to be quite on board with him, and I'm interested to see where it goes. James said, Daze YouTube recaps available now. Apparently, I've watched 721 of your videos. Oh my God. I'm going to get so flooded. I mean, I've been flooded with those in America. I mean, I've said anyone that tags me in, if you've got me like high up in the list, I'll put it in unseen. Now that it's out worldwide, I might regret saying that. So, yeah, man, that's amazing. Just thank you to everyone. I mean, it is amazing because obviously I know you guys are supportive. I see the same names in here all the time. So, I mean, I know the people that I interact with and chat with and talk wrestling with. So I know that it's many of you are not like first timers here. So the fact that YouTube have got this and you can see who you watch and all that kind of stuff, like, yeah, amazing. So just a big thank you from me, genuinely, to not just James, but to all of you that support the channel. Without you, I wouldn't be here. I would be back doing retail or something. So that is never, ever lost on me. That is going to take like a 3-hour video, said Fish. I know. Some old news. Some WWE sign-ins, such as Zozea, Eagle, Mike DeVicchio. Some of them had dark matches, says Roper. Okay. Good to see them up and running. Daze, can you ever envisage what WWE will look like in like 10, 20 years? Imagine WrestleMania 50, 60. I mean, imagine saying that when we had Daniel Bryan. I mean, WrestleMania 30. I mean, no is the answer. If you think the difference between WrestleMania 40 and WrestleMania 20, I mean, they're just completely different, aren't they? They're different rosters, pretty much. You know, you might have the odd person. I mean, Cena was at 20, and he could have been at 40. So, you know, there maybe could be the odd person, even 20 years apart. But it's mind-blowing, isn't it? It's mind-blowing to think of just how different it is if you look back at WrestleMania 20, compare it to 40. So 40 to 60 is going to be different, completely different again. But you might have the odd star that was at both, or could have been at both if they were booked, you know. In regards to the difference between 30 and 40, I mean, the Shields were on 30, and, you know, obviously they were very prominent at 40. I think it was Cody at 30. I can't remember. He would have been around at that time, and obviously, you know, Roman was around, Cody was around. But, I mean, the top end of the card is Randy. Randy was around. Batista, what isn't around. Daniel Bryan could have been around, but wrapped his career up in AEW. Undertaker, Brock's around. Actually, I would say, if you look back, there's quite a bit of crossover from 10 years ago. So 10 years ago, yeah, fair few people around, actually. So by the time we get to 50, I think there'll be a fair few people that were around for 40. But 20 years is where it really feels like, yeah, by that point, you've kind of had a full cycle. I suppose, like, I wonder if 20 years is the cycle. I wonder if, like, 20 years is where we, like, do you know what I mean? Get through people. So 10 years, you're halfway in that cycle. 20 years, you're looking at, like, a whole new roster, basically. So, yeah, interesting. Last time Daze talked about WWE in the future, he went on for about 20 minutes, said Uncle Revel. Well, good news. I'm not going to do that now because I need to go and work on Unseen. Steve said, do we think if WrestleMania went back to one night, do we think it would work? I don't think there's enough to put 2 nights. We saw it with Wrestle Kingdom. That's going back to one night. Oh, is it? Wrestle Kingdom's gone back to one night, is it? Didn't know that. Did not know that that's gone back to one night. I think, for me, the goal is to make 2 nights work. So I wouldn't go back. I would keep it 2 nights, and I would be working all out to make that 2 nights 2 great nights. I mean, I can't see why it shouldn't work because we've got enough talent. I think that we saw with WrestleMania 35 that was too long. It was too bloated. It was not enjoyable. If you watch the 2-hour pre-show and then the 5-hour plus main show, you're clocking in at like over 7 hours, 8 hours of action. And back then, the pre-show had matches on as well. So, I mean, I was burnt out. I was really burnt out. It was long, really, really long. And I remember there being so many complaints about it. I mean, to be honest, you didn't need all of that. You could have cut it down. I mean, if you want to go back to a more focused WrestleMania, a more reduced, like really focused WrestleMania, then, you know, maybe there's a conversation to be had. Just have the absolute creme de la creme, like the very big feuds, top championship matches, and that is it, right? But, you know, that would mean a lot of people missing out. And I think you would also lose some really great matches as well. I think there would be some really good stuff that would unfortunately not make it if you got so focused. It's kind of easy in retrospect to kind of go, yeah, if you just take the best matches, then that would be better. But the problem is you don't know what the best matches necessarily are going to be. I mean, you just don't know what's going to deliver and what's not going to deliver. I mean, Jimmy versus Jay, going into it, would have put money on that being a banger because they're brothers that have, you know, they're twins. I mean, you'd imagine that the chemistry between them would be off the chart. I mean, to me, it would be a no-brainer that match would cook. And it's one of the worst matches we've ever seen. So it's so hard to know kind of what's going to deliver. You can't really retrospectively do that. So I don't know. I think the goal for me is, I think 2 days is quite fun. It makes it a big weekend. I think if you travel all the way from the UK and go, it gives you 2 days worth of stuff. And, you know, even more if you catch SmackDown and Raw. So you get like this great weekend of wrestling. And I think it's great for the local economy because, of course, they don't just get like, you know, 1 night of, you know, local boosts, but they get 2 nights. That means WWE can charge more for WrestleMania going there because you're getting this whole package of activity. And then more for, you know, people to watch, more for us to watch as well. Quality-wise, yeah, I mean, that's just going to be the eternal debate in it. I mean, if it's a great year and everything was great and everything's good, everyone's going to say 2 days of WrestleMania is brilliant. If it doesn't, then everyone's going to go, oh, we shouldn't do this, we should go back to 1 day. So, but I think really I would say keep the 2 and just work really hard at making it the best 2 days possible. I mean, surely that's what people want, more great stuff, isn't it? You want every match to be great, every match to deliver. So, I don't know, what do we need to do to get to that? Do we need to tell people, you know, what their match is going to be further in advance so that they can prepare for it better? Is it that, you know, we've not been using the right people? Is it that we need to do more house shows on the road to WrestleMania so we can practice some stuff? I don't know. I mean, would that make the matches better? It might help, mightn't it? It might help. Don't know. We are not going to get stuck into big conversations because I need to run away. So thanks for joining us. Hope you enjoyed this Evolve stream. You lot enjoyed that last match and you scored it a great 57. So there we go. Awesome. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, we will be around tomorrow for the members, and we should have a WEP. But we're back on Friday for SmackDown, and then we're back on Saturday for Deadline. Thanks for watching.